It's both political and personal and a must-read. It felt like food for my soul. You can shop the book by scanning the QR code on your screen now. And members of our studio audience, you're going home with a copy of this fantastic book.
Barry Behind is on the Behind the Table podcast. We want you to have a great day, everybody. Take a little time to enjoy the view and do not give up the ship. We are in this together and we'll get through it together. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
The Maine Warden Service is searching for a missing paddleboarder in Ellsworth. Good afternoon, I'm Grace Blanchard. Coming up, a St. Albans woman is facing domestic violence and arson charges, and the Maine Marine Patrol has recovered the body of a missing kayaker. We'll have details on those stories and more coming right up, but first let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Wednesday afternoon. We have a small craft advisory that is up until 2 p.m. as we head towards your Thursday. Still watching for some active surf that is along the coast at this time. Let's check things out. We've had some rain showers that has cleared out. For the time being, still seeing plenty further off towards the north. We'll have our turn for a little bit more rain showers coming up soon. Let's zoom things out. That's this cold front right here that is not moving very quickly, but it is going to bring some more rain and some heavy rainfall in some spots coming up later on this afternoon into the evening time frame. Here's Futurecast bringing in that rain coming up later this afternoon to the evening time frame. We'll see that back off as we head towards early morning, and then some more scattered showers as we head towards Thursday afternoon. So gusty winds will be a thing today, up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Some gusts even getting close to 40 miles per hour at times along the coast, especially later on this evening. And then once we head towards tomorrow, still some gusty winds, but overall not as bad. The main gusty winds will be further off towards the north and west. So your hourly forecast moving forward. Okay, there is the rain that approaches later on this afternoon, with temperatures overall in the 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. First this afternoon, Maine game wardens are searching for a missing paddleboarder on Graham Lake in Ellsworth. According to the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, game wardens were dispatched to Graham Lake shortly after 12 p.m. yesterday to search for a missing 20-year-old man. Officials say the man was suspected to have left his family camp on a paddleboard sometime between 10 and 11:30 a.m. and is not believed to have a life jacket. Members of the Ellsworth Police and Fire Departments initially responded, searching the lake by watercraft and a drone. Game wardens joined the search using watercraft, a Warden Service plane, and Maine Forest Service helicopter. As of this morning, the paddleboarder still had not been located. We're told dive teams from the Warden Service and Marine Patrol and State Police are also actively assisting in the search. State Police were back at the home of a missing 78-year-old Hamden man on Tuesday. He was reported missing back in January. As our Alex Schley tells us, investigators picked up right where they left off.
The search for 78-year-old Douglas Dunphy picked up Tuesday where it left off in February, in the backyard of 137 Kennebec Road in Hamden. The first time investigators spent 2 days combing the more than 2 acres of land Dunphy's house sits on, largely focusing on the rear of the property. Today, however, investigators concentrated their search closer to and inside the house. Crews used yard tools to clear debris and paid particular attention to a garage located behind the house. Investigators were seen going in and out of an evidence vehicle for much of the afternoon. The wardens also brought in several canines that searched in and around the property. As of 4 p.m., law enforcement was still on scene. Officials have not said whether they plan to return or if anything new was found. In Hamden, Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A St. Albans woman has been arrested for allegedly assaulting her husband and setting their home on fire. 61-year-old Lisa Hall of St. Albans has been charged with arson and domestic violence assault stemming from a fire that happened last month. According to the Department of Public Safety, on the morning of April 17th, fire marshal investigators were called to a residence on Grant Road due to the suspicious nature of the incident. Investigators determined the fire had been intentionally set, and an arrest warrant was issued for Hall. That same morning, it is alleged that Hall also assaulted her husband prior to the fire. Hall was arrested on Tuesday after being located in Bangor. She was taken to the Penobscot County Jail, where she is being held on a $10,000 cash bail. Arrest warrants have been issued for an inmate who walked off a job site, as well as a woman he is believed to be with. 45-year-old Brian Day is a resident of the Baldock Correctional Facility who had been sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for theft, forgery, and other offenses, and was working in the community at a Thomaston job site. He walked off that job site without permission on Monday. The Department of Corrections has now obtained an arrest for him, as well as 45-year-old Candace Fisher of New Hampshire, who the DOC believes Day is with. The agency says they are believed to be traveling in a maroon 2011 Nissan Altima. The DOC is reminding folks that if they have any information, call 911 to report it and do not approach or attempt to engage these individuals. Yesterday was a National Day of Awareness for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls. It's a time to shine a light on this issue and encourage everyone in the community to educate themselves on the prevalence of violence against Indigenous women. According to Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness, murder is the third leading cause of death for Indigenous women, and more than 4 in 5 Indigenous women, or about 84%, have experienced violence in their lifetime. They say the awareness is to, quote, honor our stolen relatives and commit to a safer future for the next 7 generations, end quote. In fact, May is Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons Awareness Month, and Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness's Aunties on Air podcast will be airing a 3-part series throughout May focusing on missing and murdered Indigenous women. You can look for that wherever you get your podcasts. The Maine Marine Patrol has recovered the body of a missing kayaker who had flipped his kayak shortly after launching Tuesday morning. According to the Maine Marine Patrol, the kayaker has been identified as 55-year-old Jeffrey Eden of Albuquerque, New Mexico, who was a summer resident. They say his body was recovered near the Deer Isle Bridge shortly before 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, about a half mile from where his family said he took off. Family members say they saw him overturn his kayak shortly after launching, and they immediately contacted Maine Marine Patrol. He was not wearing a life jacket or a wetsuit. Marine Patrol, along with members of the Maine State Police Marine Patrol Underwater Recovery Team, aircraft, and the U.S. Coast Guard all responded. The Eastern Area Agency on Aging has announced the nonprofit is making its services more accessible for aging adults in the greater Ellsworth area. Yesterday, the organization celebrated the grand opening of its new Ellsworth Access Center, located at the Beth C. Wright Cancer Resource Center. The Access Center aims to provide a central space for services like Medicare counseling and wellness programs, eliminating the burden that some people face of driving to Brewer for in-person services. By partnering with the Cancer Center, which offers wraparound services and support for local cancer patients, both organizations hope to share resources to better serve the community.
I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be a great partnership. I think that great things are going to come from this.
Really, the more that we're present and people reach out to us, we can help them figure out what it is they need and set them up for long-term success to try to stay at home independently as long as they possibly can.
Well, this is the third Access Center the nonprofit has opened. They also have locations in Calais and Dover-Foxcroft and are also hoping to establish one in southern Penobscot County. CASO says they are currently searching for a resource specialist and volunteers to help run the center. More information on days and times they will be offering those services will soon be available on their website. That's eaaa.org. A very tiny creature is causing a great deal of damage to some of Maine's spruce and fir trees. Our Callie Warren visited a UMaine lab where they're working to control them.
These little guys may seem small and unassuming, but the damage that they can do to Maine's spruce and fir trees is massive.
So spruce budworm is a native pest, but every about 40 years it explodes in population densities, and when it does that, our spruce and fir kind of pay the price. The outbreaks usually last 10 to 15 years, so they basically can annihilate spruce and fir forest during that time.
The most recent spruce budworm population boost was in 2023 and 2024. Before that, there was one in the 1970s. And with such microscopic insects being capable of widespread devastation, humane students and scientists are developing solutions to save the trees. They're monitoring forests and counting larvae.
Near the Quebec border, the Fort Kent area.
And controlling populations with a biodegradable, eco-friendly pesticide.
Let's keep Maine's forests healthy, and that early intervention strategy is really our best way to do that.
The researchers take 3,000 branch samples from 1,000 areas, process and filter them, and then study the microscopic larvae to get a population count. And it shows that those treatment strategies have been successful. Thanks to Federal Forest Service funding, this research and rescue for Maine forests can continue on.
Yeah, it's cool also to see the real implication. It feels historical. It feels important. And that's very motivating for us in the lab.
In Orono, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, we'll take a look at some national headlines. We'll be right back.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Call the twos. We win for you.
Hi, I'm Tony with TC Hafford Basement Systems. All things basementy. Is your foundation shifting, settling, or cracking? Don't wait till it's too late. We offer the most reliable solutions to lift and stabilize your sinking foundation. With our advanced piering techniques, we'll ensure your home is back on solid ground. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
We need to stop the trafficking of fentanyl. We've had serious issues. Our death rate climbed tremendously.
Susan Collins successfully fought to give law enforcement the critical tools they need to combat fentanyl traffickers.
And I don't know anybody else as sincere as Susan Collins is about keeping our young people in our communities safe. Thank you, Senator Collins, for delivering when it matters most.
Only at Glenburn Landscape and Supply Company, Outer Broadway, Glenburn, and at GlenburnLandscape.com.
When it comes to your home, go to the source. Go to R&B's Home Source in Madison. R&B's Home Source has home comfort, convenience, and savings all wrapped up in one location. From the living room to the dining room to the bedroom, we have some of the best values in furniture and bedding. For the kitchen, R&B's Home Source has top-notch appliances from fridges to ranges, even washers and dryers. And sit back and relax with quality electronics. We service everything we sell too. For your home, go to the source. R&B's Home Source, Lakewood Road, Madison.
This spring, invest in your nest with the County Federal Credit Union. Your home has grown in value season after season. With the county's 10-10 Home Equity Line of Credit, you can borrow up to your credit limit over 10 years with interest-only payments over those 10 years. 10-10. And then you can stop and smell the roses, soak up the sun, and invest in your nest. The 10-10 Home Equity Line of Credit, the County Federal Credit Union, countyfcu.org.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
President Trump says he's pausing Project Freedom roughly 48 hours after it went into effect. The U.S. military operation was meant to help guide commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz, but with Iran threatening to escalate attacks, just 2 of roughly 1,500 vessels made it through. Trump is now turning his focus to potential negotiations. ABC's Cristiana Cordero has the latest from Washington.
Despite saying the U.S. military's efforts to help get commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz are on pause, President Trump today is again trying to up the pressure on negotiations with Iran by writing on social media, if they don't agree to a peace deal, the bombing starts. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson told its state TV the U.S. proposal is under review, but that the issue of future nuclear weapons is not currently under discussion. In a social media post today, Trump threatens Operation Epic Fury will only end after an agreement, contradicting what Secretary of State Marco Rubio said just yesterday, that the military operation that launched February 28th is over.
The president notified Congress, we're done with that stage of it.
The ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. went into effect 1 month ago, though has been tested repeatedly, specifically around the Strait of Hormuz. Iran insists it has control over the strait. In challenging that, the U.S. says it issued a naval blockade to stop ships to and from Iranian ports, and more recently to help guide vessels around potential sea mines. The operation, dubbed Project Freedom, lasted 2 days, helping just 2 commercial ships pass through the strait of the roughly 1,500 stranded. Today, Iran's Revolutionary Guard wrote on social media that it will allow transit to continue now that it says U.S. forces have backed down. But maritime traffic still shows the strait effectively closed. The ripple effect? Gas prices in the U.S. have passed $4.50 for a gallon of regular, according to Gas Buddy.
Even if there were to be a ceasefire that is durable with the opening of the Strait of Hormuz today, tomorrow, next week, it's not going to be a change in the oil market structure itself, and we will still see gasoline prices going up.
President Trump is scheduled to go to China next week to meet with Xi Jinping. Iran's foreign minister, meanwhile, is in Beijing right now, meeting with his counterpart, who says China is willing to play a greater role in restoring peace. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Television pioneer Ted Turner has died. Perhaps best known for creating CNN, the first 24-hour news channel, he was also an avid sportsman and philanthropist as well. He was 87 years old. Lindsay Davis has this look back.
A media titan of a generation.
Want to come in?
Ted Turner forever changed the TV landscape when he founded CNN in 1980.
This is CNN.
A sharp business visionary, Turner would merge his company Turner Broadcasting System with Time Warner in 1996.
I dedicate the news channel for America, the cable news network.
The team of the 90s has its world championship.
Turner's wealth would also lead to his finding success in professional sports as the owner of the Atlanta Braves during their 1995 World Series win.
We worked hard and we deserve it. Yay!
His sports portfolio would grow to include basketball's Atlanta Hawks, hockey's Atlanta Thrashers, now the Winnipeg Jets, and World Championship Wrestling, popularly known as WCW. Turner was also a famed environmentalist and philanthropist, pledging $1 billion to create the UN Foundation and establishing the Turner Foundation to protect air, water, and land.
Are we going to make the right choices that will allow us to exist for another million years here on this beautiful paradise of a planet that we're on? Or are we going to turn it into a desert?
Turner's personal life made headlines over the years, especially his high-profile relationship with his third wife, actress Jane Fonda. The couple divorced in 2001, but maintained a friendly relationship. Robert Edward Ted Turner was born in Cincinnati in 1938. Turner took over his father's billboard company at the age of 24, a $1 million enterprise that launched his media career. The billionaire had a way with words.
And it should just be a better service for people that want to know what's going on.
And a style all his own. He would earn the nickname the Mouth of the South for his colorful speech. ABC's Barbara Walters sat down with him as one of her most fascinating people in 1995.
What would you like to own that you don't own?
It's not necessarily get everything you want. In fact, I'm not sure it's even healthy to get everything you want. In fact, I'm sure it's not healthy.
What's the best piece of advice you were given? Was there one?
Early to bed, early to rise, work like hell, and advertise.
In other news, 3 people who allegedly have hantavirus infections have been removed from a cruise ship off the coast of Cape Verde. New footage shows a flying ambulance leaving Cape Verde carrying the patients to the Netherlands today. This comes after an outbreak of the virus happened on the MV Hondius cruise ship that was sailing from Argentina toward Antarctica. According to the World Health Organization, there have been 8 cases recorded, with 3 confirmed through laboratory testing. At least 3 people have died. Hantavirus typically spreads through exposure to contaminated rodent dropping and can rarely spread between people. There are nearly 150 people on board still awaiting transfer to Spain's Canary Islands. Well, coming up, we'll see what Mr. Food is cooking up in the test kitchen.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Hey Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor or from Chick-fil-A. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick'em Red Sox is sponsored by Seasons Grill and Lounge on Main Street in Bangor, Twin City Tile, State Street in Brewer, Patrick's Pressure Washing and Sandblasting, and Bogies on Stillwater Avenue in Bangor.
You're already getting squeezed because Susan Collins voted with Donald Trump to raise healthcare costs and raise insurance premiums. Now, Susan Collins voted to give Trump a blank check for his war in Iran.
Gas and oil prices are on the rise as the conflict in Iran continues.
The war in Iran is impacting the global economy and raising the prices you pay.
Tell Susan Collins to stop supporting Trump's wars. Mainers can't afford it.
With over 30 years of experience, Patriot General Contractors knows how to get your home renovation project done right. Our certified contractors can help you build, redesign, or finish the project of your dreams. Check out Facebook page for reviews and visit patriotgeneralcontractors.com to schedule your quote today. Patriot General Contractors, redesigning your properties for the future.
Car accidents can be scary. It can feel like the whole world is crashing down around you. You can't work, you've got expensive medical bills, pain and suffering. Absolute chaos. We'll take the stress and frustrations off your shoulders. We've done that for thousands of people, and we're ready to help you too. Hurt in a car accident? I'm on top of it. I'm your go-to guy.
Call 222-2222.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
If your dinner routine is getting a bit boring, then you're going to love what we're making today. It's sort of a cross between an overstuffed Italian sub and a cheesy strudel. Let me show you how easy this one is to throw together. We start by laying out a couple cans of refrigerated crescent dough so it sort of looks like a starburst. It's okay if the tips of the dough hang over the edge of the pizza pan. We top that with some roasted peppers. Just make sure they're drained really well. Now we add all the stuff that we would typically find in an Italian sub. You know, provolone, salami, and deli ham. We top that with some Italian seasoning and pickled pepper rings, and drizzle it with a bit of Italian dressing. On top of that goes another layer of meat and more cheese and the rest of the dressing. Now all we have to do is fold the tips of the dough over the filling and tuck them in under the center. Once that's done, we bake this off until it's golden and the filling is piping hot. Imagine serving this with all its ooey goodness for a quick weeknight dinner, along with a big tossed salad. I sure hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our layered Italian crescent ring so you'll have something new to get you out of the old what's for dinner rut. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fun new way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Triergy's Orchards couldn't have asked for a better weather on their opening day yesterday. The sun was shining as the orchard opened for the season, including the cafe. Pizza, homemade donuts, smoothies, and many other treats were available. Their petting zoo also welcomed visitors, as did their playground.
We're so glad it's finally spring. It was a long winter, and we're ready for some nice warm weather and to see our customers again. We're really happy to be open.
Their hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday and Sundays noon to 8 p.m. They say the biggest draws are the petting zoo, especially the goats, and of course their donuts as well. Goat cuddling sessions start this weekend. You can sign up on the Triergy's website. Well, when we return, Devin Biggs has your full 5-day forecast.
I was barricaded at the Capitol on January 6th. I saw it firsthand. I'm Jordan Wood. We can't go back to a broken system. I can't stand idly by as Trump rips away health care. ICE is terrorizing our streets, and billionaires buy elections. I spent my career defending democracy from election deniers and fighting corporate PACs. We need to take on Trump, beat Paul LePage, and finally deliver Medicare for all. I'm Jordan Wood. I approve this message.
Kirk Fisher is a motorcycle attorney with first responder experience. He protects fellow riders and those in danger, fighting fires and fighting for your rights. Experienced, determined, and dedicated. Iron Horse Motorcycle Lawyers. Look for motorcycles, or Kirk Fisher will be looking for you.
Falls are the #1 cause of injury to senior citizens. Acorn Stairlifts has the solution. Just don't fall. Sit, relax, ride with an Acorn Stairlift, the world's leader in stairlifts. Don't let limited mobility keep you from going up and down your stairs, even outside. Call Acorn Stairlifts now for a free information kit and no obligation quote. Why risk falling when you can safely ride?
Our Acorn Stairlift is definitely more affordable than moving.
The Acorn Stairlift has a padded seat and backrest. Safety sensors stop the chair if there are obstacles. The seat swivels and locks so you don't twist your body. And the Acorn Stairlift folds away. It even runs during power outages.
I was really surprised at how little it cost.
Call 1-800-732-2971 right now for your free information kit or visit our website today. That's 1-800-732-2971.
Thanks for sticking with us. Let's press pause and get a look at your full forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center, now offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. Alrighty, here we go. There is that small craft advisory that is up until 2 p.m. as we head towards your Thursday. Along the coast, we're still dealing with some active surf along the coast, and it is rather active out there at around 6 feet according to the buoys, and that stretches farther down toward the south and even to the east too, even seeing some green contours as well further off towards the north and east. So here we go at around 5 to even 7 feet from the south and even going towards the north. So overall, definitely an active pattern at this point in the ocean. But meanwhile on land, we had some rain earlier, at least near the Bangor area. It has backed off, but farther off towards the north, we are still seeing some rainfall at this point along the cold front, but we are going to see a heavier batch of rain moving in soon as this cold front tracks in our direction. Locally heavy rainfall will be possible with this cold front as it does track in. So let's time this out with Futurecast. So the rain does get going later on this afternoon to the evening time frame. It will start to back off as we head towards early Thursday morning. The sky even clears out for a time, but by Thursday afternoon, some scattered rain showers will be possible. But look what happens Thursday night. Everything does clear out, so by Friday morning we are looking nice with a lot of sunshine to start things off. So between now and as we head towards Thursday or early Friday morning, another 3/4 of an inch will be possible, with a little bit more further off towards the north. This rainfall definitely beneficial to help make a dent in the drought across our neck of the woods. The entire state still in some form of drought, and we're not going to add much more between now and as we head towards or between then and as we head towards your Sunday. So between early Friday and Sunday, not much additional. So either way, we have a good amount of rainfall on the way. So for today, here we go. Low 60s, rain showers, windy out there. South wind at around 25 miles per hour. Rain likely tonight, windy as well, with mid 40s for the overnight low. South wind at around 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, low 60s, partly cloudy, rain showers. West west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's check out your extended forecast. More rain for your Friday, highs in the upper 50s. All right, slight chance for rain for your Saturday, otherwise mostly cloudy, highs in the low 60s. Mother's Day, rain chances, highs in the mid 60s.
Student artwork was celebrated across the Husson University campus with the end of semester Student Art Walk. The Art Walk unfolded through 7 different venues across the campus. All fine arts students' work was featured, including those who are not actually art majors, but simply fulfilling an art requirement. There's everything from photography and printmaking to painting. Students selected the works that would be featured. The university says the Art Walk is a unifying event for everyone during finals. They also added that they rotate some student art through campus buildings all year long. And finally, littering stinks, and this skunk from Colorado proves it. Video shows an officer responding to an early morning call in Parker, Colorado, following reports of a skunk wandering around with a paper cup stuck on its head. After a few attempts to remove the cup with a catch pole, the officers decided to pull the cup off by hand helping the skunk safely waddle off and regain its freedom. Local police said while the skunk was unharmed, they hope its story reminds residents that littering is not only bad for the community, but can seriously harm local wildlife. Certainly an important message there. Well, that's going to be all for ABC 7 News at Noon. Thank you for watching. I'm Grace Blanchard. We'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6.
In Maine, we're proud that our elections are free, safe, and secure. Maine uses paper ballots, the gold standard in election security.
Absentee ballots are tracked from the moment your local town clerk mails it to you.
And then they match it to your information when you return it.
And the tabulators used to count all ballots?
They can't be hacked.
Because they are never connected to the internet.
Mainers are known for making their voices heard.
Make sure your voice is heard on June 9th.
Brought to you by this station, the Maine Association of Broadcasters, and the Office of the Secretary of State.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The following program is a paid commercial announcement sponsored by Great Healthworks.
I was in a lot of pain. My hands are in constant use. And to not be able to do the things that you enjoy, it was depressing.
My back pain was so severe that I couldn't take the pain anymore. It was too excruciating.
My right elbow was so bad I couldn't straighten it out. By the end of the week, I had to be on ice. It hurt every day.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL. Some of you may be wondering, why is John Walsh talking about Omega XL? Well, most of you know me from television and my mission to bring justice to families across America. But what you might not